Welcome to another episode of Academy Sports Show on a Tuesday. I know what I said last week. Okay, listen. Adults be adults. You understand me? It is a Tuesday, but it's still 7 o'clock. But you know what? It wouldn't matter if you triggered that bell on YouTube. You understand me? If you didn't get that notification on Monday, you knew you was going to get it on Tuesday. It is 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. We are live via Joel's Facebook. We are live via the YouTube. And this is the place you want to be to get all your sports news. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching live right now, go ahead and share the feed so we can get your fellas in here, get the ladies in here. Everybody who enjoys a good sports talk and would like to be a part of the show, get them in here because we got a smooth hour ready and curated for you. And it's going to be a beautiful day. You know why? Because Game 6 is later on tonight at 9 o'clock. So it's a beautiful sports day to get your predictions in. And we're going to do that thing today. So make sure you follow us on YouTube, Academy Sports Show. Find our logo. Subscribe to our logo. Subscribe to our channel. And trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live because I got mine. Did you get yours? And that's how I know we in the stream together, baby. So once again, share. So that way we can get you guys in live. And we got a couple more weeks to get this in until the Academy hiatus goes into effect mid-August. So we definitely want to get you guys in and ready for the show today. So with the breakdown, the rundown is the GOAT himself, Mr. Joel Williams. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? It's good to be back, man. Tuesday evening in the D, 85 degrees today, man. Nice warms. Look like they say rain is coming. We might get a quick storm tonight. But, hey, it's been raining feels like all summer. But
all summer.
But welcome to the show, everybody, man. As you heard from Dre, man, we are wrapping it up, man, getting through these summer months. Getting into the fall, and when the fall comes, so does football. And if you've been following our show, you know that for us, that means that we, as coaches of a local youth football team here in the metropolitan Detroit area, we take our little hiatus. We take a little break. So we will announce that. We'll talk more about that because we don't want to lose you. We start becoming a little more sporadic. We start popping up on your YouTube feed whenever we feel like it sometimes. So you better trigger that bell on the YouTube, as Dre _ on there calls it, so you'll know what is getting and going and happening with the Academy Sports Show. Man, big show for y'all tonight, man. Game 6. Oh, boy. Game 6 tonight. We got a lot to talk about, man. We will get into that. But before we do, man, listen, Space Jam came out. Space Jam 2. Sorry, Space Jam 2. Much respect to the GOAT. Space Jam 2 came out over the weekend. And Dre is here with a little bit of feedback, as you could say, because he got to see it. I didn't. I'll just share my stuff.
Do your dance at the Space Jam.
What do you think about it? So we'll touch a little bit about that, have a little fun with that. Also, word on the street is, man, the Packers tried to back up the truck to Aaron Rodgers, and he kind of hit him with a little bit of a bombshell. That ain't exactly what I want. So we'll get a chance to talk about that, man. What does he want? What is really going on here with Aaron Rodgers? Coming close to football season, coming close to training camp. The Packers don't have Aaron Rodgers? What does that mean for the Lions? Might you guys have a chance, Trey?
I love how you flipped that. I love it. I love how you just flipped that.
I'll bail myself on that one. Also, man, oh, man. Also, Game 6 is tonight, ladies and gents. Game 5, a lot of people are calling epic. A lot of people are giving Game 5 epic status. There was a big dunk. There was a block. We'll discuss. Plus, tonight, Game 6, Scott Foster is officiating. What does that mean? You definitely want to hang out with us tonight because we're going to talk about that. Plus, we'll give you our breakdown tonight. Are me and Dre still riding with the Suns? Man, I picked Suns in 6. Dre picked Suns in 5. And this thing might go 7. Some of you picked Suns in anything, but everybody I know pretty much picks the Suns. And the Bucks are standing up right now.
They're still there.
We will discuss. We will get your thoughts. Get yourselves ready. Get ready to talk about it, man. We appreciate everybody that's in the live feed. If you've joined the show, please let us know you're here. I see my dad is in the building. He calling me out. I got to do it, man. I got to do it. He did it. I got to do it. He did it in the chat. I feel like I got to do it for him. I feel like I got to honor him. Cleveland! This is for you! And a Go Blue. So he mixing it up tonight. Mixing the two up. Leonardo said, there we are. Yes, sir, Leonardo. We are in the building. You did say $7 and 7. There you go. Leonardo, you've been a prophet lately. You've been saying a lot of interesting things on the last few shows. So we'll have to see what's up with that. So we're going to get into it, man. That much more tonight. You know how we do. Anything can happen on the Aademy Sports Show.
Most definitely. All right. Once again, share. Text it to your homies. Text it to your close friends. Share it on your Facebook feed. Tell your closest sports friends that your favorite sports show is on so we get more bodies up in here. And that way more comments and more testosterone fervor going through tonight. All right.
Hey, man, we grow out here, got things to do sometimes. That's the luxury of having your own pod, man. When things come up, you got to make moves.
That is the luxury of having great listeners, great community here. You guys understand. We are all in the same boat, one way or another.
He going to give me flack about it anyway, though.
It's all good. Well, let's start this thing off right. Man, there was a movie that dropped. Let's get a little campy to start things off before we get to the serious stuff. A movie dropped, whether you went to the movies or you got HBO Max. LeBron James movie main role debut, the remake of Space Jam. It is not Space Jam 2. It is Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll bell me on that one. I got 2 bells early in the show.
The same cast of Tombs are still there. You still got Lola Bunny and Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil. All the same characters in here. But now it is LeBron James taking the role with the Toon Squad. So, sir, first, have you seen this movie? And if you haven't, what are your expectations of this movie?
I have not seen this movie. I am struggling with the desire to see this movie.
Okay.
I think that some movies are just what they are when they first happen, and you should let them be. So I'm not. I have to say, and maybe it's an era thing, right? Maybe it's my GOAT issue that some of us older guys have. But I was extremely excited to see Space Jam as a kid. I saw Space Jam. I watched it over and over again. I'm not feeling the same energy towards Space Jam: A New Legacy. Let me say that correctly. However, I will say this. My son said he wants to see it. We actually almost turned it on tonight before as a part of dinner until the family found out I had to do my show. So I am going to end up watching this, whether it be at the movies by taking the fam or here watching it on HBO Max. I'll let you know what I think.
LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm not sure about it.
Okay, hey, listen. It sounds like you're going into this with low expectations. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, coming to America and then coming to America, it's like. The second one, you had to just accept it for what it was. This 20 years later, and now they're all old, and it is what it is. And I'm just, obviously it's not Michael Jordan 20 years later, but the concept is pretty. It was kind of original, and now I don't know. It seems like we've been talking about this a long time. So
this isn't Space Jam 4. I mean, like it hasn't been driven into the ground.
It hasn't, but it's been like teased for it feels like for 2 years. Like,
hey,
ooh, Space Jam's coming. Ooh, LeBron's gonna be in it. I feel like it's been teased for a while now.
Okay.
So I hope it does well, But how do you match the original? The original is a classic.
That is true. I'm not gonna fight you on that. I was a kid when Space Jam come out. You were like 27, but I was a kid. I was a kid.
You were a kid. I was in my teens, man.
I was a kid when Space Jam came out, and I was really actually I had to see it on VHS at a family member's house because my father definitely wasn't gonna take me to go see no Michael Jordan movie.
Wow!
And he definitely wasn't gonna buy no Michael Jordan movie, so I had to watch it on VHS at a friend's house, at a family member's house. So that's how I watched Space Jam. I didn't even see it in the theater when it first came out because in Detroit, Space Jam didn't play.
Yeah, they different up here. I believe that 100%.
All right. So before I get into my what they saying.
So let's see. Produced by PD in the building. What's up, brother? Man, thanks for following us and always showing up on any different day. He said, "Hey, people forgot that horrible movie KD did." That's right. I did kind of forget about that. There's probably a reason why we forgot.
Never watched it.
Perry said, "This man wants so bad to be like his hero."
I'm not gonna be Alice today.
I'm gonna bail the silence on that one.
Not gonna be Alice today.
Leonardo said, "I saw it, and it was not anything like the first. Emphasis on not. It was a sequel, and most are lackluster, and this is one to me."
Oof.
Produced by PD said, "But this wasn't a need. They just did it because Mike did it."
Mm.
Ooh, there's a little bit of a slight here towards your Kang, as Perry wants to say. So I'm sure you before you go into ranking it, talk about, hey, this is your guy as far as
my guy,
your generation's GOAT, right?
Is this your guy? Yeah, that's him.
This is my guy.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
This is my guy from Cleveland, so I definitely stick with him. But he's not my GOAT. He's not my Space Jam. So when this came out, tell us before you get into seeing the movie, what were your expectations or maybe your excitement along with your sons going to the movie?
Zero. I had zero expectations, zero excitement.
Okay.
Zero. Okay. I definitely was gonna take my kids to go see it. This just screams family movie night, right? So this was going to happen one way or another.
Gotcha.
And luckily my dad wanted extended family movie night, so he paid and got the boys and grandkids. So it was a good moment, memorable moment, family time. So for that, I thank you, LeBron James.
Shout out to family time.
Shout out to family time. But I had zero I read nothing about this movie. I probably watched the trailer once. I had zero expectations. This wasn't going into it. This is going to be the best movie of all time. Nothing. It's just whatever happened. All right. So my rank on this movie is probably like a 5. Like it's probably a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
LeBron was hella stiff. His acting cameos. I love his acting cameos because he be there for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Nice scenes, goofy. But him leading a movie, he was like, "What's my line?" No, son, don't do that. But it was a good watch. I liked it. I liked the premise. It was definitely this era about, the bad guy was the algorithm. Every kid that has an Instagram or Facebook or YouTube knows about the algorithm of getting your stuff posted and stuff like that. So it was definitely made for the kids of this generation, brought back the Looney Tunes and all that other stuff. So I feel like it was cool. The one thing that I really wish that was definitely lacking from the first movie to this movie was the presence of the NBA players. So, like, they have their tunes or their recreations in this movie, but their screen time is supremely limited in those talking spots. So, like, I would have loved to see Damian Lillard and Klay Thompson and Anthony Davis and Diana Taurasi all in the same room having some kind of dialogue. That probably would have been the best part. But It was a 5.5. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't nothing crazy. I'm not gonna give him an Oscar for this. It was a movie, and I never have to watch it again. To be honest,
5.5. Okay.
It had one good pop out of me. Like I had one good laugh out loud moment. You know, there's some chuckles here or there, but it was one really good laugh out loud moment, and I'll let you figure that one out. But other than that, I have it's a movie.
Got you. All right, so that's a little lower than I think I expected. But then if you went into it with 0.2.
Zero expectations.
You're going into it with about the same amount. Yeah, I thought you had a little more going into it.
Nah,
no.
Normally, a movie, like I would read it and try to figure out, the little thing. I read nothing on this. It's a movie.
Gotcha.
I didn't fan out. See, y'all was expecting the whole thing out of me. But
I was expecting a fandom moment. So Perry said Dre is Shannon Sharp Jr.
I'm gonna get a goat mask. I'm gonna get one from eBay.
Producer IP said 2032 Looney Tunes presents Space Jam starring Zion Williamson.
Straight to DVD. That is absolutely correct. You can bank.
Perry said, I actually don't mind Brother Dre's Kang in Trainwreck because it was limited.
Yeah.
Yes. I actually like this more in Trainwreck too.
His guest spots, they're not bad. But him holding together a whole movie, no, it don't work like that.
All right, those of you who saw it, man, put it in the chat, man. Rank the Space Jam A New Legacy. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Drake gave it a 5 right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle. All right, like I said, we started off with something like get y'all in here talking, but let's go on to the news and notes of the day. Oh. You understand me? So, your boy, Aaron Rodgers has been. We haven't even talked about this the whole saga. But let's go ahead and uncover this whole saga. Aaron Rodgers has not come to camp. He hasn't gone to mandatory meetings. He hasn't done anything, and he is not scheduled. He is not going to be at training camp, some might say. He has beef with the front office. After the Jordan Love pick, he had more beef, more disrespect, and he just feels like he's the most disrespected franchise star out there. I would believe this past draft, they did not garner any offensive weapons for him at all, and he's sick of it. So the Packers, they didn't trade him after he said he wanted to be traded. They say they will not trade him, and they've been running Jordan Love as a QB1 in the offseason workouts. And it has been reported today by Mr. Adam Schefter that they offered him a 2-year extension to make him the highest paid player in the NFL, and he declined that. So most would have said already that this was never about the money, never about the status. It is he to be disrespected, and this only confirms that. So, sir, I ask you, will Aaron Rodgers ever play for Green Bay again?
No. Think about this. I didn't think that this had to do with money. So I'll be honest with you.
I feel like you're mixing a drink right now, as you. I need a skim drink right now.
And I had to get some water, man.
He was like,
yeah,
this is real.
As you were reading, I just had to put my head, just. So I never thought this was about money in the first place. I think if anybody's been kind of following this, that this can't be about money. I mean, he just got a re-up like not too long ago. So it's not like there was a need for him. He doesn't come across to me. This is outside of fandom of Aaron Rodgers. That's a bad man. He's never come across to me that's all about money. It wasn't never really about that. The guy clearly loves playing the game. It's a master of his craft. Enjoys making his teammates better. Is he different? Yes. But I think even his different approach to things and kind of his high level of intelligence, how he presents himself, maybe some people it rubs them the wrong way. He doesn't interview with everybody. He doesn't give the preferred canned answers, which I kind of hate how the media spins that because they hate canned answers, but then when somebody gives them, they get mad. He only gives interviews with certain people. He usually doesn't like to talk about himself in football. He really likes to talk about random stuff. You know, his dude's like super smart, whatever. Score like a 1,600 on his SATs or something crazy like that. This was never about money, though. This is about the level of disrespect that has been handed down, ironically, 10, 15 years later after they kind of did the same thing to Brett Favre. And so the story is simple, man. This guy becomes one of the greatest quarterbacks, one of, not the, but I mean, this dude's been top 5, top 3. Now last year MVP, won a Super Bowl. They never draft receivers.
Nope, NFC Championship game.
Yep, NFC Championship game this past season. They never draft a weapon for this guy. Now, have they had teams with weapons? Yes. They had Freeman. They had Jordy. They had Cobb. They had my man I used to draft on fantasy every year. All he did was catch touchdowns. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has made careers for guys. But they never go out and try to get him a number one. Devontae, nobody knew Devontae was going to turn out to be that guy. So we can't claim that one. But the ultimate slap in the face is while this dude is literally still in his prime, you go out and get a young quarterback in a year, coming off a year where you really, really needed to get this guy some weapons because he was playing with the third and fourth in the practice squad receivers and Alan Lazard and all those guys when Devontae Adams would get hurt. If Devontae Adams gets hurt on this team, this dude's got to make a miracle out of what he has. And y'all go out and get Jordan Love. And listen, that's a slap in the face. And then you don't, low-key don't kind of give him what he needs or wants and what he likes. And the arrogance of the Packers is going to get – it's almost like the clashing of the arrogance of the Packers and the arrogance of Aaron Rodgers is going to have Aaron Rodgers walking out of town from Green Bay. If I'm the Packers, you should trade him now.
Ooh.
Trade him. You can get a full haul for Aaron Rodgers. I'm a Browns fan. If you want Baker for A-Rod and the next 4 first-round draft picks,
dang,
I would take it in a heartbeat. You know why? Because the Browns become the AFC favorite with Aaron Rodgers. He would have legitimate run game and weaponry at every offensive position and an O-line.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So any team in the league, I don't care who you are, you should consider offering something to the Packers. They just don't want to be the team that traded Aaron Rodgers. But I don't think this dude ever steps on the field again for the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, I love the hot take. What they saying?
Woo! Let's see. Produced by PD said, I will try to move him for some picks because we are not expecting a ring from them in the next 5 years. He said, pack his bags. All right, you get a bell for that one. Good job. We saw what you did there. Pack his bags because he's moving. Leonardo says he will play this year. Ooh. But because he doesn't want to lose all of his paychecks for this season, he clearly doesn't like the GM and doesn't want to be there. Petey said, imagine if they had Claypool or Jefferson from that draft. You get a good bell for that one. The bell's hot tonight. Mm-hmm. Cowboys should pull the trigger. Stop it. Stop it. I mean, listen, they can. And
anybody should pull the trigger.
Anybody should pull the trigger. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. I don't want to see him. It'd be hard to see him anywhere. I don't want to see him in Dallas. Perry said, here's my question. If the Packers actually win, as they should have, the NFC Championship game at Lambeau and win the Super Bowl or lose a close game, are we talking about this right now? No.
I don't know.
I think that's a fair question, and I'll say it, and then you go. I'll say no because I think that exasperated the issue. I think the loss is what finally made this situation become one of those things where it's a problem now. Like, no, listen, This team came into our building with the old guys, and they knocked us off.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? Lil something, whatever they coach name. Definitely questionable call. But I think his gripe is not only with the coach not trusting him in that moment, which could pass, right? Because he's definitely a step up from his previous coach.
Yeah.
So that those things can work himself up. I think this is a front office issue. Something happened someday, one day, with those front office people, whether they won a championship, he won an MVP or not, that just rubbed him the wrong way. Like his MVP season was the biggest middle finger you could ever give somebody who slighted you. And whatever happened exacerbated that, and he's done. So Super Bowl or not, I think he's just sometimes you just don't want to give people the satisfaction of your service. And that's where he is right now.
Fair. So dang, that's a strong point. So I think we know it's not the field, right? I feel like everybody wanted to make that an issue. New coach, and there wasn't a lot of like discussion between him and the head coach. So everybody wanted to just turn that into, oh, this is an issue. They're not going to get along. And I feel like they got along just fine. And as a play caller, he showed that it was all day. They had to learn to trust each other 100%. But there is definitely something that happened up top that, of course, sometimes we never really know the truth to a lot of these stories, like the whole truth. But this is definitely a 100% front office issue. And it feels like it's a never, like no, I'm good. Like, there's nothing y'all could do at this point.
I feel like it was a situation. I feel like a situation where he's like, come on, y'all got to, get some players on the field. And it was like, we're the Packers. No matter who's in the Packers uniform, we're going to be okay. Like, I'm putting this team on my back every day. You talking about you can do it without me? Is that the situation that you're going with right now?
Pretty much.
We can get another. We got a Brett Favre. We got you. We can get somebody else. Okay, well, you do it with somebody else. I'm out. Because if you can get 2 first-round picks and a starting quarterback for Matthew Stafford, you can get somebody's offense for Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely. Petey said, no, I would start a petition to stop that. No Rodgers to Cleveland, hashtag. Yes, sir. You want the bell, you get the bell. Perry said, I'm done with the narrative of the Packers not helping or acquiring enough talent for him. He's lost more NFC championship games than he's won. I don't want to hear about a lack of talent on the offense. Those offenses lacked talent.
He's like same way we could say Brady made that Patriot offense. Like those guys were nowhere near NFL first picks. Like Julian Edelman shouldn't be 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards, and a 10 touchdown kind of guy in anybody's offense. Tom Brady made him that. He made Wes Welker. He made Deion Branch. He made Patton. He made all those guys what they were. And the one year that he had a Hall of Fame wide receiver, he broke every record there was to break in passing yards, in touchdowns, and receiving in that 1 year. So Aaron Rodgers, he did have, I would say he made Donald Driver. I would say he made James Jones. I would say he made Jordy Nelson. I would say he made the guy with the green eyes. I can't think of his name.
Randall Cobb.
I would say he made all those guys. He never really had – he had Fat Eddie Lacy. He had running backs by committee. And then as we see, he had a very maligned coach who called the same plays and people scouted him very well. And he had to make his own plays at the line of scrimmage. So he was very pivotal in every inch of that success. And all he's asking for is a bone or a little more of a recognition. And the first thing you do is slap him in the face. Then, okay, I'm out then. Like, imagine you at your job, giving everything you got. You're the most valuable person at your job. You should be employee of the month every month. That place wouldn't go without you for the things that you do that they know and that they don't know. And then they look you in the eye and just disrespect everything you do. you will be on Indeed looking for a job the next day.
Kind of why I left the company.
It's just human nature. People want to be appreciated for what they bring to the table, whether he's a millionaire or not. Everybody's kind of wired the same in that way.
So here's the thing. So he asked a question. Are we saying that if they have more talent on offense, the Packers would have won more championships? No, because I think, we know football is a team sport, so it takes more than just the talent on offense. But we also know that in the NFL is a world of, if you can acquire talent, that's usually the way to the opportunity to play for a ring, right? The great teams don't win them every year, but they're usually there every year with an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I would argue that if you take Aaron Rodgers away from all of these teams, they're not sniffing the top of their division, let alone the playoffs or the NFC Championship game.
I live in this division. Yeah. I know.
Do you recall that the year he messed up his knee in the first game of the season against, I think it was the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes out the rest of that game, and dude plays on like a bum knee for like 5 games straight. Like, the only reason this team's ever been in the conversation is because of Aaron Rodgers. I think he has every right to say, can I get some help? The best thing that's been on this man's team is his offensive line. He has had one of the best pass blocking offensive lines that a quarterback can ever wish for. I did some research real quick. I'm going to read you all the first round picks since Aaron Rodgers was picked in 2005.
Okay.
So he was picked in 2005. Do we know about when did he start playing? Probably
like 2 years later.
Was it 2 years later? All right. Here are their first round draft picks. I'll start if it was 2 years after that. I'll go from 2007 through 2021. First round draft picks.
All right. His first 2005 is his first stat. Well, he played.
Well, he's drafted
65 yards, 46 yards, 218 yards. So his first full season is 2008.
All right. Oh, good. Hey, Perry, that's a good bell. He threw it out there. 2008, 2009, 3 years later. All right. So let's go 2009 and forward because he played 2008, 2009. So we'll go draft picks from 2009 to 2021. Ready for this? Clay Matthews III. So I'm reading them off sequentially, so you know your
name. Defense, no name.
There you go. You stick with the years. I'll just read the names. Brian Beluga, still on the team. Derek Sherrod.
Nope.
Nick Perry.
Decent.
Played defense, yep. Dayton Jones.
No.
Ha Clinton Dix.
Got cut.
Demarius Randall.
Got traded.
Kenny Clark. Still there. Nose tackle. 2017, they didn't have a first round pick. Oh, I wonder why. 2018, Jair Alexander.
One of the best young corners.
2019, Rashawn Gary.
Up in the air. Rotational defensive lineman.
2019, Darnell Savage Jr.
Rotational DB.
2020, Jordan Love. 2021, Eric Stokes. What do they all have in common? Defensive players or offensive tackles.
That's a lot of defense. That's a whole lot of defense.
Just saying.
It's a whole lot of defense. How many all-pro wide receivers have been taken in that span?
Okay. Listen, so they didn't even draft Devontae. Defense. Hey man, defense does win championships, but you can lose them without scoring any points too.
Most definitely. And nobody listen, and you can go back in that same list and go to every Super Bowl champion, and I'm sure they didn't have the number one rusher or the number one receiver on their team. The best team won the Super Bowl every year.
Right.
So I'm not saying go get whoever led the league in receiving yards last year, or whoever Stephon Diggs and Derrick Henry didn't win the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
So we're not saying that's necessarily necessary. We're just saying help me.
I think that's exactly what he's saying. And I think and yes, they drafted Devontae, yes, just not first round. That was a Packers pick. We grow our talent. We're the Packers. I think you might hit the nail on the head, man, Dre. I think you might. They came at him and they hit him with we're the Packers, bro. Like no one's above the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, well, watch how good these Packers play with Jordan Love, though.
That's what it smells like.
Adams was a second-round pick. He was a second-round pick.
That's what it smells like.
You draft second-round picks because you think they're going to play part of a role in your offense that is kind of a role and not a main guy. Nobody knew Devontae Adams was going to develop into an all-pro, league-leading wide receiver.
And would he be that without Aaron Rodgers? It's debatable.
Would he be that without Aaron Rodgers? Perry, hey, you my boy from the cradle. Pop said, DJ, stop it. You're pointing out all things that we would agree with. Why did Tampa beat KC? Because they couldn't protect Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes also has Travis Kelce and Cheetah on his team. Okay? Like, there's the point we're making that I think Aaron Rodgers is making is that you haven't even made an effort to help me. Even the Bulls went out and got Scotty. Right? Even the Cavs made sure it was Kevin Love and Kyrie.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown. They built the team.
They went and got him. So what? And why did Tom leave New England after all those years? Because, hey man, y'all not gonna appreciate it. We loved on Brady for performing magical feats with the teams he had, but we're not gonna give Aaron Rodgers the right to say, "Hey man, y'all haven't helped me out."
Do you understand those guys in New England went into each game with the utmost confidence because Tom Brady was their quarterback? You know what confidence does for a player, knowing that you're always going to be in the game because you got a guy behind center. It ups you. It ups your talent. It ups your production. It ups your willingness to do more because you're playing with a quote unquote GOAT. And that's what the guys do for Aaron Rodgers. But now you give Tom Brady guys the same confidence, but now you got 99 overall players and 90 overall players and 80. You got guys that actually are at the top of their talent pool. You win championships off of that. Nobody gets injured. You win championships off of that. And that's all Aaron Rodgers is asking for. He wants a chance to compete at the highest level because let's be honest, he's getting older and he's sick of his back is hurting because he's been carrying a lot of years.
We're being accused of undervaluing defense on the Aademy Sports Show.
Plus that.
Not saying that defense doesn't matter, but if you're Aaron Rodgers, sir, I actually feel like he's trolling.
I feel like he's never left a job because he felt undervalued. You have a perfect work experience. Your job resume has one job on it for the last 20 years.
Yeah, like the Packers have definitely not made it into scenarios and places they want to be because their defense couldn't make a stop. I agree. But listen, I'll tell you like this. They've never been where they have been without Aaron Rodgers. Since Aaron Rodgers became a full-time starter, the reason they have gotten where they've gotten to is because of him. It's not because of their defense. And he's not. It's not like he's got a. It's not like some of these picks don't make sense, right? Their corners were hurt every year. It seems like they lose cornerbacks like every year, all the time. The defense is always middle of the pack. I agree with that, but you're not going to get him no help on offense. You're just going to keep saying every year, "Hey, you do this heavy lifting, and we'll just go over here and try to keep building the defense." Even the Browns one day stopped being mediocre and went and got some offensive guys too.
Yeah, you got to go get them.
Come on,
got to go get them. And most of those guys didn't even turn out to be hitters. So I understand drafting defense, but then your scouting department is horrible because half of these guys ain't hitters. None of these guys are. Clay Matthews was the last guy that was a hitter. We still working on Jair, but right now, like none of those guys turned into that guy.
All right, let's see what we got here. Leonardo, he says you can get all pro receivers in later rounds, AB 6th round. Devontae isn't first round. 1 point is if you suck on defense and you have to get defensive players, but I understand that he wants a player. Yeah, I mean, what's the odds, right? How many ABs are there, right? How many Tom Brady you got? I mean, the GOAT came from, we know the story, right? So it's possible, and that's how they're riding on this. They're riding on you could get value later. But when he has Aaron Rodgers earned the right to come and say, "Hey, can you get me somebody?" Like when you're top 3, he's top 3 QB period, right? So if you're top 3, I would argue top 2 in the game actively. You're muted right now.
He's top 5 all time.
He's top, yeah. So he doesn't have a right to say, "Hey, can you go get me one? Just give me one." Is this not a similar situation to Deshaun Watson?
In what regards?
As what, talent-wise? Surrounding him with talent?
He had a top 5 receiver and they traded him away. Because the coach didn't like him and got fired 5 games later.
Leonardo said the coach was a problem all the time, hence look at the Cowboys now. Cowboys defense went from middle of the pack to Burger King. Have it your way. Rodgers earned the right to name the team Green Bay Rodgers. I mean, I think that's all we're saying. Ultimately, though, as we kind of wrap it up, I mean, I think he has the right to demand something, and they ain't coming through. And maybe throwing money at him was a slap in the face.
I think the money play is all media. Like, look, we tried. We offered them the highest paid salary. What else you want us to do? You know what I'm saying? That's all lip service. Yeah. I feel like that's what that was. All right, another quick hitter today. We ain't got to spend too much time on this one, but I want your confidence that USA will win the gold medal. Now, Zach LaVine did not take the trip to Tokyo due to COVID. Bradley Beal, COVID. Jeremy Grant was on restrictions. Still waiting on Booker and Middleton and those guys to come. But if the series get extended, they might miss the first game of the Olympics. What say you, sir? What is your confidence level going into USA basketball winning a gold medal this year?
Man, I'm going to tell you, this ain't dependent on Zach LaVine at all. I was 80-20. Like, I felt like there's a lot of noise to be made. They lost those games and stuff. But I do think there's an element of getting it together, playing like a team, kind of building that chemistry. But these are still, to me, some of the best players in the world. Has the rest of the world caught up a little bit? A lot of it? Yes. So I was 80-20. I'm not dropping. I don't feel like Zach LaVine was a huge blow to me. That could just be a lack of respect for Zach LaVine in my camp. But I'm still 80-20.
Him and Bill, though?
You said what?
I said him and Bill.
Sure.
Okay. You're hating. All right. So I'm just gonna answer. I'm just answering real quickly. My confidence is at 50%. I feel like they're gonna get popped. I feel like somebody's gonna pop them. Really? They're extremely thin now at guard. Still waiting on Book and Middleton and those guys to show up, but they're coming off a 6-game, 7-game series. Then they got to fly overseas and go play basketball. They still, they're going to be in game shape, but somebody's going to be really disappointed and somebody's going to be really drunk. So coming to the Olympics. So I feel like they're primed to get popped right now. This is a prime year to get popped. COVID year, there probably won't be a lot of practices. Tokyo's going crazy with the COVID back up again. So this team will not mesh. This team will fail. And I would say silver at best.
Dang. Leonardo says 65%. Phew. It'll be my guy Kelton Johnson and JaVale Shackler. Yeah, man. When I heard about the additions, though, I'm like, y'all added who?
Who?
Like that's who y'all went to get though
Who?
for the backups.
They added Mike Jones. Who?
Oh, we're not sending our best. We are sending some of our best. Yeah, I don't know. I'll stick with my 80%. 65. That's harsh. That's tough. All right, silver medal, huh?
Silver. That's the best and that even hurts to say. Like I don't even know, but I'm hopeful for a silver. I think they're gonna get popped. Like people are licking their chops. They're seeing this roster and going like, KD's not playing 35 minutes. Dame Lillard's not playing 35 minutes. Like they're not gonna hold this team together. Like they got to get a good rotation of guys playing, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Dang.
Argentina, Spain. Like them teams, they've been playing together. Then you just add an NBA player to that. It's a wrap. All right. Next up. All right. So we all been watching the playoffs. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks have had 3 big wins. And in the last 2 wins, he had a big play in each one. In the final seconds, in game 4, he had the block on DeAndre Ayton. Quick switch off. And he was guarding CP3 or Devin Booker, threw up the lob, quick switch, flip the hips, go, block DeAndre Ayton, wins the game. Last game, epic game. Great comeback from the Suns. Almost completed it. Devin Booker turns over the ball. Drew Holiday down. Giannis screaming down the court. It takes some balls to throw that oop. I would have held on to that ball. He threw that oop, and Giannis went ahead and threw it down over Chris Paul, icing the game. 2 big, iconic plays in Giannis's career. But which one is the bigger play for you?
It's the block for me. It's the block for me because the block is the pivotal point where the series just changes. You don't make that block and the Suns possibly win that game. That the series is 3-1 going back to Phoenix. So to me, that's the big to do. That's the biggest play in the series. You could get the Giannis dunk anyway, but he may not have ramifications like it has now. That Giannis dunk could have been just to win Game 6 and win Game 5 and get back to Phoenix, back to Milwaukee for a Game 6, still down 3-2. Yeah. So the fact that the block pretty much gives you that the block made it to where this becomes a tied series, and Phoenix is now back in a dogfight. It solidifies everything else. So to me, it's the block.
Yeah. All right. What they saying before I say?
Petey said to comment on your USA prediction. He said 50%. These boys are not trying to get hurt. They don't have that dog mentality like the classic Team USA's. Other national teams are hungry. Emphasis on the word hungry. James, what's up, McDaniel? Haven't seen you in a while. James said, I'm with Drake. The USA looks suspect. In regards to the biggest play, Perry said the block. Leonardo agrees. The block. Pops agrees. The block. James says the dunk because it's a 3-point play.
I'm going to go with the dunk, bro.
Not guaranteed 3-point play with the man shooting the free throw.
Oh, yeah, that is very true. But I'm going to go with the dunk, bro. The block was very iconic. People talked about it for, days. Definitely turned the tide of the series. But I'm going to go with the dunk because, that game was just so good. Phoenix came roaring back, almost stole that game, if you want to call it a steal, because the Bucks were up most of the game. Well, No, they went back and forth, but the Bucks took a real commanding lead, like a double-digit lead, and the Bucks just came storming back within the last 3 minutes, and it all could have been that's a crushing loss to be up by double digits.
14.
Yeah, to be up by double digits with 3 minutes to go and lose that is definitely a crushing loss. And like to go down that game, it would probably been hard to come back from. And that was the game that the guys were all waiting for. They were waiting for Middleton, Giannis, and Holiday to all play well, all at the same time. And that was the game. And for y'all to lose that game when all three of y'all were rolling by whatever the score would have been at that time, it had to be a minimum deficit. That would have been crushing. So that block, that sequence, that Holiday, we got you. We paid you for this moment. You stole the ball. Giannis, we paid you. You are a franchise player. You are a big fish in a small pond. Go make a play. And he didn't shy away from the moment. The difference between him and Ben Simmons is Giannis will go to the rack. He will take the foul. He will help his team, and he will shoot the free throws whether he makes them or not. Ben Simmons shied away from the ball every chance he got in the fourth quarter because he did not want to get fouled, because he did not want to shoot those free throws. Giannis has been struggling at the line, but he has been going hard every single time that he could, and he did not shy away from that moment. He told him to throw that ball up there, and he yammed it. And he put his team in a position to be up 3-2 in the NBA Finals where nobody outside of Milwaukee thought they would be. I'm going with the dunk, bro.
All right. Perry said Phoenix controlled most of game 4. Yeah, man. It's like, to me, Phoenix hasn't had a really efficient game since early playoffs. And efficient, it just felt like their momentum, their energy, the speed, the pace that they play with. I haven't really seen them play with that pace very consistently lately. I think some of that has to do with the Bucks. The Bucks do have an ability to defend. There's a headline on ESPN right now that says the Bucks are daring the Suns to take incredibly hard shots, and it's paying off. So it's definitely the Bucks' defensive pressure, their ability to defend on the wings, ability to shoot the three ball a little bit. All those things have paid off for them. So either one, big play. We got a small difference of opinion, but hey, man, they are in game 6 tonight, and the reason they're there ultimately is for both of these scenarios.
Yep.
Yeah, Petey says, I guess them countdowns don't faze him too much, huh?
They're funny, though. I mean, that's good watching right there. I love that. Yeah. But I'm proud of Giannis, man. I really am, because he definitely wasn't never high on my totem pole. And he found a way to make himself X factor in this series. Mm-hmm. And he's definitely showed up. And I did not have high expectations for him in this series. And I'm definitely proud of the way he's playing. And if he wins this series, if he wins this ring, he definitely deserves it, because he's been playing his butt off in these finals.
Absolutely.
All right, your boy is on a troll mission right now.
Why?
He said so. What did he say? The Bucks stole game 4. The Bucks. 4. Oh, he just said CK. Okay, I thought he was still doing Buccaneer stuff. It's the BGT. I was like, come on, man, why you got to bring it back to Tampa Bay now? So Bucks stole game 4, and that block stopped the tie and potential 3-1. So he's going with the block 2.
Yeah.
All right. So the blocks win it, but I'm not changing. All right. Last up on the news and notes before we get to the game 6 predictions, we talked about this before the season started. The man, the myth, and legend himself, Mr. Scott Foster, has made his appearance in these NBA Finals. Chris Paul is 0-12 in playoff games that Scott Foster has refereed in. He has ejected Chris Paul on multiple occasions. This storyline is hotter than Joey Crawford versus Tim Duncan.
Woo!
You understand me? Yes, this is a ref versus a player ultimate showdown. And this is Chris Paul's chance to win a ring. And what does the league do? They bring in Scott Mother Foster in Game 6. Is this a wrap or no?
Oh man. Hey Devin, are you disappointed for Chris right now?
Oh God. What a question. So stupid.
Hey man, listen, like I have joked about this before and partially been serious about the pivotal game 3 proverbial automatic win, the Joey Crawford call out, and I, having grown up in the era of NBA that I grew up in, I have a slight belief in the idea that the league has its ways. So, if I answer this question, I'm pretty much giving my prediction for tonight's game.
Vince Carter. Well, how much of a big deal is this?
So, okay.
Chris Paul's psyche.
This is a huge deal. This is an 8 deal. I'm going to drop 2. I'm not going to give it a 10 because I'm going to try to say there's some purity to the game and it just players need to just play. But this is an 8 deal. This is the same Scott Foster that Steph Curry got mad at and threw his gum at him.
This is the same Scott Foster.
Hey man, listen. This is a huge deal. Numbers don't lie. Coincidences aren't coincidences. This stuff happens a lot, and they go back and they realize tonight there is a good chance that this is a factor in the karma in what is known as the basketball god.
Why would Adam Silver do this right now?
Oh gosh. Mother Chris.
Mother Scott Foster, bro.
Pop says Phoenix lost a double-point lead, lost the game at home. Perry said, I'm telling you all, the Sark injury is a very key component. I would agree there. DeAndre Ayton has been nowhere to be found. So their ability, maybe he's just gas. I don't know. The way he hyperextended his kneecap, and I was just hoping that Giannis could play, but he has been a beast this whole series. Yeah. I mean, we were picking Phoenix early because we didn't even think he was going to show up. PD says, in response to your question, he says, congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks, your 2021 NBA champion. Oh, and Leonardo says CB3 just has to play ball and stop worrying about Scott Foster.
It's not even going to be Adam Silver. It's going to be like, and present the NBA trophy is referee Scott Foster. All right, I would like to give the Milwaukee Bucks your 2021 NBA championship. There you go, Giannis. That's for you.
Scott Foster is presenting the trophy tonight.
Bro, this is, man. Like, I felt like this series was so close that Adam Silver's like, I can't put Scott in now. I can't do Scott. I was like, I can't put Scott in that game 7. I gotta sneak him in this game 6.
Sneak him in. Slide him in. Now, this could be the underlay for the overplay. This could be the NBA making sure this goes 7 because the storyline will be CP3 overcomes another hurdle, finally beats Scott Foster and the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't see it. I don't see it. And with that said, that is the last slide. We can get into game 6 tonight, happening in an hour, 9 o'clock tonight. It is game 6 of the NBA Finals. Who you got?
Hey, man. I'm sticking with my pick, bro. I'm sticking with my pick. This is going 7 games. I agree with what everybody has said. Perry just said, I want my guy CP3 to play like he did in game 6 of the Clipper series, but they'll still get out rebounded and Milwaukee's bench will out hustle them. Can't let Drew with the J look like the closer. Yeah, like, listen. I'm sticking with my pick, but Phoenix has to get back to, I guess you just say they have to get back to playing their brand of basketball. Rebound the ball, pick and roll hard, take advantage of the mismatches, get DeAndre Ayton involved in the middle, make them have to guard him a little bit, defend. They need the others. They need their bench to come off the bench and be those guys that they've been. They need everything to work right. Milwaukee has kind of figured them out. Milwaukee is a very good defensive team, and it's showing right now. I'm picking Phoenix tonight. This is going 7. If it goes 7, you already know my pick because I picked Phoenix in 6. But if it goes 7, then I think if it goes back to Phoenix, then they can pull it off. But tonight, they get the dub. Ooh, barely.
Somebody in Twitter wrote, does Scott Foster follow orders tonight and extend the series, or does he listen to his heart and go 13-0 against Chris Paul?
Oh, why does that got to be his heart, though? Why does it have to be listened to his heart? That's cold. That's cold.
Oh, my God. Scott Foster listens to his heart. You understand me? Sorry, Adam. I can't do it. You're out. You're out. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the NBA champion tonight. We're watching confetti tonight in Milwaukee. It's the place to be tonight. Milwaukee is the place to be tonight. Giannis wins a championship. Chris Middleton is a champion. Drew Holiday is a champion. Mike Budenholzer is a champion. And those other guys that's on the bench that we're going to find out when we figure out who's actually really on this roster, every time somebody wins a championship, like, he going to get a ring? He going to get a ring? Giannis and Thanasis are going to be brother champions. You understand me?
Yep.
Yeah, bro. I don't see it going no other way. I feel like Chris Paul ran out of gas. Booker has been playing well these last 2 games, but it has not been enough. And you are absolutely correct. DeAndre Ayton has been nowhere to be found these last 2 games. He has been found out. Giannis has put him on a blender, and he cannot handle Giannis. Somebody gave Giannis that juice, that Michael secret sauce.
They something.
And told him this man cannot guard you. And he's been doing it. That's what I said. I've been proud of Giannis. Like, he going to the cup. He going to the hole. He's drawing those fouls. Yep. And
ain't scared of the free throw.
He ain't scared of the free throws. He's shooting them free throws at 11 and 12 seconds. And it don't matter to him.
11 and 12 seconds. Scott Foster ain't calling that for sure.
Oh, no. He ain't calling that. He said, you can go 15. Take your time. Take your time. Giannis, go. I love the Giannis hand. Like, wait, don't hand me the ball yet.
Wait. Like I can really shoot.
Okay, yeah. Give me the ball now.
God, dog it.
But it works for them, man. They at home. They're going to get some home cooking. Yeah. 13-0. Scott Foster. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Next week.
My pop said Scott Foster. Wow. Perry said, I want my guy CP3 to play like he did in Game 6 of the Clippers series. Oh, I read that one. Sorry, but they'll still get – I rebounded. Milwaukee's bitch out hustle him. Can't let Drew and with a J look like a closer. See, Leonardo says CP3 career is if he is up 3-1, 2-0, he loses playoff series every time.
Damn.
You get a bell, Dre. Hi, Mama. Perry said, I will not stop being a CP3 apologist, but he's making my arguments harder and harder. And Pop says, Dre, since you're still wearing that hat or that D hat, you might be right. Wow. Oh, that was interesting.
I make my best predictions in this hat. Yeah, bro. I feel like it's a wrap. I definitely want it to go Game 7. I would love it to go Game 7. I would love Chris Paul to get a ring. But the way these last 3 games go, unfortunately, I have to be a fan of the moment.
Yes, knee jerk. DeAndre overrated. Whoa. I don't know how high is he rated though. I'm not carrying him at a very high level. I know he's the number 1 draft pick. I mean, he's a young guy. Young guy, first time making the playoffs. I think he's played pretty well. But he is definitely getting outmatched in this series. There's a veteran savvy to Milwaukee that Phoenix does not have. Chris Paul is that guy. And unfortunately, Chris Paul has not played well. And he's turning the ball over a lot.
Yep.
And those things just cannot happen if you don't beat the Bucks.
This is why Milwaukee got Drew Holiday. And unfortunately, Drew Holiday is putting the clamps on Chris. You can say his age. You can say he ran out of gas. You can say whatever you want to, but Drew Holiday has definitely been a factor. It feels like, like somebody talks to these guys, like you're the best defensive team out of these 2. Put the clamps on them and, give Chris the ball in the last 5 minutes. Because, that last game, he couldn't miss. So, Chris Middleton is going to be an NBA champion. Either way, the next show that we have, we'll be talking and recapping the finals. Be with us on a Monday. Or Tuesday. So that's what that means is you need to go on YouTube, trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And if you have your favorite sports friends, make sure you send them a link to the show so they can subscribe as well, because we would like to see them in the chat as well, because this show is nothing without the family. We are a community of sports fans, and we appreciate you guys. As always, we thank you. And put your predictions in the chat right now. Who you got? How many games? Who's the MVP? I'm going, it's over tonight. Game 6, Bucks win. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the MVP. Joel?
Suns win tonight. Game 6. We're going game 7. And Chris Paul plays like Chris Paul. Devin Booker has a good game. They go up big. They don't lose that lead. The MVP of tonight will be CP3 heading back to Phoenix. He overcomes the Scott Foster curse. Check out our page, y'all. Check it out. Make sure y'all check it out. Click the bell. See, I got the bell clicked right there. Ooh, nice.
There you go. All right, let's pay the bills.
Hi, Tiffany Douglas. Let's see here. Before we pay the bills, let's see here. We said that already. Perry said, I think Ayton is young and he plays with too much finesse in today's NBA. That I agree. He does need to get a little tougher. Leonardo said Drew was the key pickup this summer that nobody was talking about.
I brought it up.
Yeah.
Joe's like, no.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I did not like what the Bucks did in the offseason. I was very loud about it. I still don't think they did enough in the offseason. I do think they benefited from the injuries of the Brooklyn Nets. You ain't going to tell me that the Brooklyn Nets wasn't the best team in the East. All right, Perry said, I think 8 will be fine and will get better. I agree. Leonardo said he's staying pat. Bucks in 7, which means he has them losing tonight, but winning on the road. Perry says, don't know when these guys will work anymore. He's talking about us moving our dates around. James says, Suns steal game 6 and 7. Booker's the MVP. Oh, let me get my MVP. Okay, so I'm sorry. I get my MVP for game 6. That's why I was thinking, like, who's most valuable player for game 6. But I realized we won't be back on until after this series is over. So, yeah, I think if the Suns are able to get this game, and then I think they'll get game 7, I think the MVP will go to Booker. He'll get the MVP. The story will be how young he is, how many more can he get, and that possibly, next future Kobe Bryant narrative might get another jolt of juice there. Perry said, I don't like agreeing with Dre, but Giannis is taking 2 trophies.
Hey, that's a perfect way to end the show.
There you go.
That is a perfect way. Go ahead and put that comment right back up. Can you put that
Okay.
comment back up so I can go ahead and screenshot this? All right, thank you. All right, so this show has been brought to you by Vaughn's Plumbing, both licensed and insured. Vaughn's Plumbing provides top quality service at regular prices. If you want to get up to cold water proofing and dating home services, we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
VaughnsPlumbing.com.
Oops.
Gives you map of all the areas that they service as well as the services that they provide. But we suggest you call the man.
313-304-7786.
Because that man right now is the real MVP. You understand me? Look at all that flooding that's going on. He can help you out.
He can help you out.
He can help you out. And once again, if you want to be a part of the show, or if you got something to send to us, or you got an article, something that you want us to talk about, or you want to promote something on the show, academysportshow@gmail.com is the best way to get a hold of us both. academysportshow@gmail.com. We answer all emails, both foreign and domestic. So hit us up at academysportshow@gmail.com. If you want to follow us individually, you see the tags at jwill02, at Dre_on-air. The most important follow for us, though, is the YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube, type in Academy Sports Show, subscribe to us, and trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. Will we go live Monday? Will we go live Tuesday? Now we're going to play a game out of it. I don't know. We won't know unless you trigger the bell and you can be here on the same day that we go live. So the days are coming to a slow, abrupt end here for the Academy Sports Show. We'll take our coaching hiatus for a couple weeks in August. So you definitely want to catch the next couple weeks of the show. Definitely next week's show will definitely recap the NBA Finals. So please be here and go ahead and trigger that bell and send it to your friends and then everything like that. Pop says, son, CP3 MVP, retire. Okay. Go off on a high note.
Nah, your high note was him agreeing with you.
Oh, no, that was your dad.
No, it was Perry. I'm saying, was Perry agreeing with you?
Oh, yeah. Perry Brooklyn was definitely the best team. The injury plague next took them to 7. That's true. And they're still going to get a ring out of it. So,
well, we shall see.
It is.
You definitely want to be with us next week, as you heard Dre say. Training camps are opening. Football season is just about upon us. Get ready. So definitely join us next week because we will have a lot to say about that as well.
Most definitely. All right, let's close it out. Keep in mind. Oh, yes, we're going to get that done too. Most definitely. Here, like me, I like to get the draft done probably the 3rd preseason week. I know preseason's changed this week, so we're going to go ahead and try to figure that out. But we definitely going to get the fantasy football thing going. Get your money ready. You understand me? Shout out to our fantasy football winner last year. My man living it up in Vegas right now. So he's the defending champ, and we all going to go for his neck. You understand me? But we might do more.
Kobe, if you're listening, we don't like Yahoo.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
We hate Yahoo. I'm sorry.
And I'm also not giving up my power. So let's be 100% honest. So if we're doing that right now, no. My show, my league. That's how I run it. All right. So on behalf of myself, Andre Douglas, Joel Williams.
Hey man, see y'all next week. Enjoy Game 6 and Game 7.
Oh, strong prediction. See you next week.
See you guys next week.